Do you have a Husqvarna chainsaw like one of these? How about like one of these? Is the oiler not living up to your expectations? Or are you burning up bars and chains left and right like I was with my 455 if you watched that video? Well, today in this video, we're going to show you how you can once and for all fix the oiler on your Husqvarna chainsaw. Let's get into it. So much like our 455 video, we're going to do the same process. We're going to tip the saw on its side, unscrew our cover, pop the cover off, bar and chain off. Then we need to get our clutch off. So in order to do that, pop our clips up here, remove that, pull our spark plug out, put our plug stop in, get that bottomed out, then thread our plug stop in until we're at a good spot. Now, I've already loosened most of the stuff as you've seen, so same as in the 455 video, once your plug stop is in, you'd get a chisel here, tap that, it'll come loose. It's reverse thread, so pay attention to the off with an arrow pointing that way. Remove our clutch. Now you note we're missing a spring on that clutch. I've got a replacement. Remove our drum. Remove our bearing. Remove our plastic drive gear for our oiler. There's supposed to be a screw here. That may have got lost somewhere, or we'll replace it. So take our plate off. And now we can see the oiler. So this right here is our oiler. Let me get you down in a little bit closer for this. So under that plate, this is our oiler, and you see it's driven by that plastic drive gear. It just spins this little gear. Now this saw in particular, we've lost the roll pin that's supposed to go in this little hole right here. So we've got several options what we could do to fix the oiler on this. We could put a roll pin back in there and it'd be back to factory. But since these saws typically tend to under oil, in my experience, we're going to upgrade this oiler. Now we do have options as far as that goes too. This factory oil pump has a lot shallower angle cut than this aftermarket high output one does, which means this high output one is going to move more, which means it'll pump more oil than the factory one, which has a much smaller angle there. So this is one way that you could upgrade the amount of oil that your Husqvarna puts out. The other option is we can install the same style oiler that was on that 455. So if you've seen our Husqvarna 455 video, that oiler can be retrofitted onto this saw. So what we need to do to upgrade to this style oiler is remove our old oil pump from the saw and from our rubber fitting here. We can pop our new pump, slides right into that rubber fitting just like that. Then we need to remove the roll pin that sits down in here that the stock pump uses, so that then there is room for this pump to set down in here just like that. We then need to install a screw here. So let's throw a screw in there real quick. With that oiler put in there in place where it needs to be, we can replace our plate. So we've got a new plate to go on this saw, and this just sets right on here. just like so. Got a screw sets down there. Now, one important thing to mention, our old plastic drive gear will not work. You need to use the new plastic drive gear that came with this upgraded pump. So put our new plastic drive gear down in there. Then put our clutch drum on. Get that bearing in there. Now, of course, you don't need to replace your clutch unless you're missing springs or other issues here, but I'm replacing this clutch. So let's spin that guy on there. Snug it down decent. Then we can pull our piston lock back out. Reinstall our spark plug. Put our bar and chain back on here. Essentially, let's put this all back together and then take this thing outside and see if it's oiling good now. We're going to test this the same exact way we tested the 455. I've got this paper down here. We're going to start the saw up and run and see if it'll sling some oil off that chain onto the paper. That's oiling. And it looks like it's doing pretty good too. The chain has got some wetness to it there. That should be exactly what we want in order to make this bar and chain last as long as we possibly can. Well, now that your saw is oiling like it should, get out there and take care of those downed trees. Cut yourself up some firewood. Get prepared for winter without burning up your bar and chain. Thanks for watching.